Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting Podcast. I'm Anne Alvares, parent coach, school counselor, and mother of two. Do you sometimes struggle with your parenting role? Do you notice that sometimes you're repeating patterns that you learned in your own childhood? Maybe you are carrying childhood pain that has not been healed, and you notice that it is showing up in your parenting with your own children. Perhaps you yell or get frustrated easily. Maybe you are directing them or telling them what to do all the time, and you notice that your actions are affecting your relationship with your children. Well, parents, I totally understand this. I came from childhood pain and I learned how to be a relational parent with my children. And I can teach this to you as well. This podcast is all about learning how to heal the childhood pain that we are carrying so that we can foster healthy relationships with our kids. Join us every week for a new show, and we will dive into the healing and the fostering of healthy relationships with our children. Hello, parents. Welcome to the School of Humankind webinar on the energy we bring into our homes. So excited to present this workshop to you, parents, today. All right, let's get started. I'm going to start the slideshow. Okay. So the energy we bring into our homes for the School of Humankind. All right, just first about me. I am Anne Alvares. I'm a parent coach, a teacher, a school counselor for over 16 years, the mom of two boys, ages 25 and 15. And my passion is to help parents break the cycle of their childhood so they can learn how to be relational with their children. Okay, so what is this energy that we bring? Okay, so our energy comes from how we are feeling about ourselves and our lives. And when we feel good, we bring a positive energy into our homes. But when we're struggling in our lives, then we can bring a negative energy into our homes. And the energy we bring into our homes has a powerful influence on the emotional climate, relationships, and overall well-being of everyone who lives there. And it goes just beyond the moods. It's also about the tone that we use when we are interacting with people, other members of our family. It encompasses our behavior and also our daily habits. So, how does our energy manifest in our homes? Okay, first of all, it manifests with our emotions. It's called emotional energy. So we ask ourselves, how am I feeling? Am I feeling peaceful, good in my life? Or am I feeling chaotic, in a rush all the time, trying to get things done, rushing my children, right? This is what how we bring this emotional energy home. Are we bringing calm or are we bringing anxiety? Are we feeling anxious? And are we bringing openness? Let's talk about it. Or are we bringing tension? You need to listen to me. You need to do what I say. And our kids and our partners, they often absorb our emotional states, even if it's unspoken. I always tell parents that our kids feel our emotions. So when we're sad, they feel it. When we're mad, they feel it. So that's why we have to be so aware of how we are feeling because it affects them. And we have to consistently model emotional regulation, staying in control of our emotions so that we are not yelling and we're not screaming and we're not demanding, but that we have patience and empathy and forgiveness. That is what will give a healthy emotional tone in our homes. There's also physical energy. I know, like, it can be so exhausting parenting sometimes, from sleepless nights with our newborn, running after our toddlers, chauffeuring our teens. Parenting can be exhausting and physically demanding. And we may lack rest or self-care, and this can drain our energy very, very quickly. When we are depleted physically, then we may become resentful and we cannot give our children what they truly need. So, how do we take care of our physical energy? We need to rest when we can. If you're a new mom or new dad, you need to sleep when baby's sleeping. You need to take time to rest and release other obligations. You need to give yourself the message that you don't have to do it all and things can wait. It can wait, you know? It doesn't have to be a clean house. Dinner can wait because I need to take a 15-minute nap, or the laundry can wait, right? So you don't have to do it all, and it can wait is going to help you to pay attention to your physical needs. Monitor your sleep, making sure that you're sleeping enough, that you're eating well, and that you're exercising. And if you make a routine of it, then it will just be like brushing your teeth every day. It's something that you just do without even really thinking about it. And we have to role model self-care to our kids because when we take care of ourselves, we're not only good for our kids, but we're also teaching them that they need to take care of themselves. We also have this mental energy, right? When we get home, we're distracted. Maybe the house is really noisy. Maybe the house is really messy. Maybe we feel overwhelmed because we had a hard day at work and then we're coming home to a home that's very active. And maybe we're not as present or attentive because we haven't taken that mental break from work, transitioning into the home life. Are we mentally available to engage in meaningfully, or are we just reacting, right? We want to make sure that we are mentally capable of interacting with our kids in an attentive way. And making decisions, problem solving, managing schedules, helping with homework all take a toll on our mental energy. So, what can we do? We have to stay consistent with our boundaries, right? Like maybe I can't do everything today. Maybe I can only do one or two things. We have to be flexible in our day too, because if our kids need help in something, then maybe we can't get another thing done. We have to have self-discipline, right? So that we are taking mental breaks, right? When we feel like we're drained mentally. And we have to make sure that we are prioritizing or valuing our mental state, right? That we are not getting overwhelmed, that we take things off the plate if it's too much, or that we are attentive fully to our children. And we can say, let me just finish with this, and then, honey, I'll listen to your story, right? That we're aware that our attentiveness to our kids is super, super important. And then we have this intentional presence or spiritual energy. And the energy of attention, that means listening and noticing and being fully there. And it takes practice and it takes time, but sometimes we need to take a moment to be fully attentive to what is my body telling me right now? Why do I feel tense? Noticing things that are happening in your energy level and being fully present communicates love more than any material gesture. We need to remember that listening and paying attention super important for our kids. And we need to be taking in moments, being in the present and not expecting perfection. Okay. We have to be teaching values, purpose, and empathy and kindness. All of this draws into a spiritual energy. When when we are feeling good about how we're contributing to other people's lives, our children's lives, or that we're living purposefully, this is a spiritual energy that actually sustains us and fills us up. And our deep sense of self and worldview are really, really important. Where I sit in the world, um, that will create this energy. When you're feeling good at work, when you're feeling productive, that you're contributing to a community, to your employer, then that will bring a good, positive spiritual energy. And living in the present is really, really important so that you are attentive and listening and noticing things in your home and with yourself. Okay, and then we have these energetic patterns. So these are like our routines. These are like our habits, what we do, our rituals, what we do together as a family, maybe having dinner together. Maybe you end the day with a bedtime story or morning hugs, and you keep this rhythm that supports your children with this emotional safety and bonding time, right? For me, it was like tucking in my kids to bed, reading a story, um, having dinner together to talk, having these kinds of get-togethers, right? Is so important. Having rituals and habits, and then when you haven't got on the flip side, if you have patterns of avoidance, conflict, or emotional shutdown, then that can take away from the energy in your home. So maybe you don't want to talk about it and you walk away when there's a conflict. Or maybe you're the one that starts the conflict, right? Like, I want to deal with this now. I want to know about this now. Tell me what's happening, with your children, with your teenagers, especially. Or maybe you just shut down and you don't have the energy to talk about it, to talk things through. That creates this unsafe and um, unstable kind of energy um, environment in our homes. It's essential to replenish our energy. We cannot give from an empty tank. We have to fill up the tank. And that means we need to rest. We need support when we're feeling overwhelmed from our spouse or from family members or friends. And we need to adopt self-care and have healthy boundaries so that we do not suffer parent burnout. Um, Again, you can't pour from an empty cup, applies here. So our energy will be uplifted when we take care of ourselves and we feel full and purposeful in our lives. Okay, how do we reset our energy? All right, resetting our energy means breathe, take a moment. Maybe take a moment before you walk in the door. Say, okay, I'm going to feel good today. I'm going to be excited to see my children and my husband, or a spouse. And once you have grounded yourself and taken that moment, then you can walk through the door of your home with a different, more calm energy. And also decluttering really helps. Decluttering the mind, decluttering your surroundings, decluttering emotionally, okay, takes our energy, lifts our energy up when we declutter. So you might want to set aside time to just really like clean everything up that's where things, the backpacks where they're supposed to be, put things where they should be. Even you can even get your kids to help you. Let's declutter. It will make the energy of the home much better. Do you want to help me? Um, and then the emotional part, letting go of things that you cannot control. Like most things we cannot control. We can't control reactions from other people. We can't control what people say or what people do. The only thing we have control over is ourselves. And so we have to let go of what we can't control. And then we have to take control of our emotions and our well being. So that is our responsibility. And we have to create a safe emotional space so that we can laugh and joke and make mistakes, right? We can be light. When we are light with our kids, then our kids are more relaxed. Then our kids feel safe. Then our kids will open up and bond with us. But when we're tense, when we're angry, when we ignore them, when we don't want to talk to them, when we're demanding and reprimanding and punishing, then our children don't feel safe to tell us anything, especially if we're not hearing them. So we have to create this emotional safety because it's healthy, right? Being tense, being overreactive, punishing, all of this is not a healthy environment to raise children if you want healthy children. So if you want healthy children, then you have to monitor yourself, that you're not so uptight, that you're light, that you can laugh, that your kids can make mistakes and you're not going to flip out, right? This is how we reset our energy. So I'm going to be calm in this moment. I'm going to make things light. I'm going to have fun with my kids. I'm going to enjoy them. I'm going to look for the good in them. This all resets our energy. And we need to reflect regularly. What energy am I contributing to my home right now? What is the energy that I'm bringing in? Right? Because we're the leaders of our homes and we are bringing in energy to our homes. Okay. We don't want worrying energy either. That's the other thing I was going to say. Parents, we worry, right? But we don't want worrying energy in our homes. So we need to take care of that. We need to say, it's going to be okay. Things are going to work out. We are protected. You know, we have to have those kinds of conversations with ourselves so we can bring in a confident, calm energy for our children. Okay. All right. So you also have to be mindful of the relationship you have with yourself. Because when you have a good relationship with yourself, that means you like yourself. You have compassion when you make mistakes. You give yourself rest when you need it. And you remember who you were before you became a parent. Maybe the passions you had, the dreams you had, the goals you had. Maybe you still want to write a bucket list of things that you want to do still in your life. Because parenthood should not stop you from going for your dreams. When we go for our dreams, we allow our children, we give permission for our children to live their dreams, and we role model being in that element, that passion of our lives, and it fuels them to pursue their passions and their dreams. And we have to allow ourselves to make mistakes because we'll make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. No parent is perfect. I am certainly not perfect, even though I'm a parent coach. So I forgive myself when I make a mistake, and I forgive my children when they make a mistake, and I apologize to my children if I've hurt them, right? This is having a good relationship with your kids and also with yourself. And you need to find joy every day. Find your joy because your joy will bring a joyful energy into your homes. So maybe there's something you really enjoy. Maybe it's knitting or cooking or listening to music or painting or reading, something that you look forward to doing every day. Incorporate that in your life, and then you will start to feel more joy in your life. All right. Okay. So that's the webinar, parents. I hope that was good for you. I just want to let you know that I am a parent coach. So I teach relational parenting to parents, but I also have a really awesome online course called the Masterful Parenting Program. And it covers 3 units. It covers healing your childhood, building connection with our kids, and also learning ways to communicate with your children in a more relational way. So this is what I do. I help parents through the course. I do weekly coaching when a parent purchases the course, and it'll be really impactful and it will change your life. I'm not kidding you. It'll change your parenting life. Okay. And then we have time for parent questions. But before we do that, I just want to let you know how you can reach me. You can email me at masterfulparenting@outlook.com. You can check out my course on the School of Humankind website, and you can actually access it there. And also, I have a website, www.annealvares.com. I also have some free things. I have a podcast and a YouTube channel. So, Masterful Parenting Podcast and at Masterful Parenting on YouTube. All right, parents, that is the end of our webinar. So I am going to stop the recording or stop the video so parents can ask questions privately. Just want to say thank you so much for joining today. And I hope that you are going to be able to use this information and be more mindful of the energy that you're bringing into your homes. Take care, parents. Thank you, parents, for joining the show today. I hope it was valuable and that you have some useful tools to use with your children. If this show blessed you or changed you in any way, I would appreciate a review on my podcast, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or perhaps you could even recommend our Masterful Parenting to your family and friends. Thank you so much, parents.